Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how the calculator that I made in Minecraft works. If you don't want to see a video about the explanation and you just want to see it in action, there will be a link in the description to a video where I just show just show it adding to show that it works. But if you want to see the explanation, stick around because that's exactly what I'm doing. Alright, let's start with the easiest thing. How you select your number is there's an RS NOR latch. Depending on which button you press, that light will stay on from the RS NOR latch, and it'll also switch between which piston is down. So right now 2 is selected, which means this piston is down on the left, but if I select 1, you'll see the piston that is on the right is down. So when the number comes through that you select, it can only go through one of the wires at any given time, and that's how it detects which number you've selected. Next, we have this keypad. So basically what happens is whatever button you press, it gets calculated into like a signal strength, and then the signal strength comes and gets decoded by this red coder right here, and then based on which line gets the signal sent through it, the torches will turn on for the correct binary value for that number, and then that activates these D flip-flops, which right? Yeah, activates those D flip-flops, and then after they get activated, the binary number gets turned into a serial number, and then it's sent through this wire back all the way back to this area, and then let's say I went to number 1, so it would go up here, come around, and the first thing it would do is come in here, and then it would get basically like locked. The signal would come through here and then get locked, so the number would get saved right here. And then what would happen is a signal will get sent all the way down to the end saying, hey, we need to shift in a number, so you better shift it in, which is exactly what this is for. Basically, it causes like 8-tick pulse, I think, and then all of these repeaters will turn off temporarily, which temporarily unlocks each of these repeaters one by one, so the numbers that are already in here can get shifted in, and then once the time is right, these will be unlocked, so the number you just selected can be put into the first slot. What also happens is over here, the number gets sent over here and is stored as a binary value, because over there it's stored as a BCD, but we can't work with that in addition. So what happens is it takes the BCD and then it stores it as a binary value, and then when the next number comes in, it'll add that binary value to this value, and then it'll store that, and so on. So, like, for example, 5 will come in, and it'll be, okay, save 5. And then when the next number comes in, say 7, it'll save the 7, multiply the 5 by 10, get 50, add 50 to 7, and then that number will be saved. Alright, and yeah, that's how that works. It's the same thing at the bottom. It's just 2 layers of it for the top and bottom number. Next is clear. So when you click a clear button, well, basically each one, the top one goes to one line, the second one goes to a second line, but the third button goes to both lines because you're clearing both the top and bottom. So instead of just having a third line, it just powers both of the original 2. What happens is it comes over. Actually, a lot of stuff happens when you clear. When you clear, what it does is it allows new numbers to come through, because when you calculate, it doesn't allow new numbers to go through until you've cleared it. Also, the signal will come through here, and it'll just activate this black line over here, which basically takes out these pistons and these pistons, which allows the number to clear nice and quickly. It will also clear, it's stored in binary over here with this signal, see over here, and then it'll unpower this, which allows the number saved in here to also clear. And then, I think, oh, yeah, also, if you just did a calculation, it will, when you clear, it will get rid of the line and the plus sign, and, is that it? Oh, and it will, whichever button you click to clear, if you just calculated, it will automatically clear this bottom result, because if you clear a number, you're not going to have a result, so it clears the result no matter which number you clear. Then lastly, is the Add Numbers button. So when you click the Add Numbers button, it will send that signal over there. It will also activate this RS NOR latch, which I showed before, which will unlock this so you can't you can no longer put new numbers in while it's calculating. And this blue wire over here will come over and turn on the line and plus sign. It will also come up here to this RS NOR latch, which will say, okay, begin the calculating, and then when it clears, it'll, like, you know, turn it back off. But what this line does, it comes over, and it'll turn off this line. This line will turn off when you click calculate, and then one by one, it'll allow each bit of your saved numbers, see it splits so it goes down there as well, it will allow each bit of the saved numbers you have to pass into this adder. So it'll add the top and bottom number one by one, like each number will get added, and then if it carries and all that. Once the number is fully added, this torch will turn on, and then it will activate this. This is a serial, this will convert the number from just a long binary number, convert it from a long binary number into a serial binary number, and then that serial binary number gets passed up into here, and then this is a serial binary to BCD converter. We want it to be in BCD for when we display it in the end. So then it'll take the sum, convert it into a BCD, and it'll come out to here, and then once it's finished converting, this pink wire will activate, which will activate this serial, like, transmitter, and it will convert the BCD into a serial number, not serial number, but a serial signal, and then that will get sent down here. It'll be passed all the way through, because at that point, the numbers will be allowed to pass in. And then, once it gets all the way over here, it'll lock all of the values, and then activate this, which I'll explain last. It'll activate that chunk of redstone, and then display the number. Also, okay, yeah, so now there's only a few more things to explain. Whenever you input a number, when the number is done, it'll activate this brown wire, which will activate a chime over there to let you know that you can input a new number. And then there's only one last thing to explain, which is this chunk right here. So, when you shift in a number, it gets shifted in and stored in these purple lines. These purple lines come into this yellow bit. So what happens here is there's a thing, well, not here, because it'll be 0 no matter what, but it, like here, for example, there's a thing to detect, okay, do we have a number in here? If any of these are turned on, which means there's a number, it'll power this line, which will allow that number to be passed through, because right now we just want it to be blank. We don't want it to show 0, because right now these all would be 0. But it detects that it's 0 and that there's no, like, numbers after it, because if you have, you know, if there was a 1 over there, you want it to show all the zeros after. So this blue line detects, okay, there's no numbers all the way over there, and there's not a number here. So there shouldn't be anything displaying, it should be blank. So it'll turn all these on, which activates as a blank. But if there is a number, it'll take that number, pass it through into this contraption right here, which takes the binary value and converts it into a signal strength. That signal strength is then stored in this area, and then it passes through into this, like, basically a red coder. It'll uncode or decode the signal strength into one line, and then that line, let's say it's a 1, it'll pass into here, and it will activate the corresponding lines. Actually, I don't think This is 1. What is this? This is 0. Is it? Yeah, this is 0. So it'll come up and it'll be like, alright, activate only these that are connected to this wire. Activate only those, which will display a 0. You can see here the 0 spot is activated, so only those ones are activated. This one in the middle is not, which is this line right here, so it displays a 0. And yeah, that's it. So that's the end of the explanation. Like I said, if you want to see it actually functioning, there's a link in the description to the other video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!